Good morning guys, and thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan, doing my best to follow the Slimming World plan. If you're new here, my name's Leanne, hello, and thank you for coming by, nice to meet you. If you're coming back, as always, thank you ever so much for doing so. Today is Saturday the 6th of November. I'm about to start my day with a big fat coffee, probably two, I normally have two, and I'm going to do some baked oats for my breakfast, and today's flavour is going to be peanut butter and chocolate. Okay, so this might look slightly odd, but this is a tablespoon of peanut butter and 100 ml of Alpro Almond Barista and some vanilla extract. So the peanut butter for a tablespoon is 4.5 SYNS, and the almond milk, the Barista one that I use, is 1 SYN for 100 ml, which is what I've used. It just so happens to work out quite perfectly for the texture. So that's 5.5 SYNS in there, and I'm just mixing it roughly together. Next up, I add 40 grams of oats for my healthy extra B choice and just mix that in. Now for the chocolate, I'm using Bournville giant buttons. I will give you guys a warning a moment because Cadbury's Bournville has always been accidentally vegan, but they've recently changed the recipe and it includes milk, and that, as far as I've found so far, it's only in the bars, but do double check your packets. So this one, I made sure had no milk in. Obviously it says may contain milk, that's just the cross-contamination message. The bars now have it in the ingredients, so obviously it's not vegan anymore. Crazy decision, but whatever. Anyway, these are 6.5 SYNS for 25 grams. And so I'm just gonna use half of that because I think that's reasonable. So about 12.5 grams, or to just flicked onto the 13 is how I do it. But basically it's 5 buttons. So that's nice and easy. So I'm going to break them up into little pieces and put them on my oat mix. Okay, here it is ready to go in the oven. I have forgotten to put a pinch of baking powder in, but so what? I'm not going to mix it up at this point because I've got my chocolate distributed quite nicely. Although I say that and then I find a big gap there, but whatever. So yeah, this is obviously, again, a fairly SYN-y breakfast. As I'm still getting back into Slimming World, I'm finding I am using quite high SYN items. But the way I see it, as long as I'm staying on plan, that doesn't matter. You know, it's all on plan, so that's fine. And that's what SYNS are for. You know, they're there to be used if you want to use them, which, quite frankly, I do, because I'd rather be using all my SYNS than not being on plan at all. So, yeah, so I guess for you guys, if, you know, maybe you're having some higher SYN stuff, but you've got a lesser SYN allowance than me, then maybe, you know, have it on different days or something. But hopefully either way you're getting some ideas, or, you know, maybe for this kind of thing you would want to use that peanut butter powder that people use. I think it's called PB2. I have tried it before and I didn't like it, so I just stick with the real stuff, to be honest. Having some fat and some protein in your breakfast is a really good idea. So, you know, I'm aware that I'm using quite a lot of SYNS at breakfast at the moment, but it's working for me. So I'm just going to stick with what's working for me and just share it with you guys. So having said that, the buttons are 3.5 SYNS. Obviously we've said the milk is 1, so that's 4.5, and then the peanut butter was 4.5, so that's 9 SYNS in total, which is a fairly large chunk of SYNS, but it's pudding for breakfast, so happy days. Well, here it is. I'm very much looking forward to this. It smells delicious. Looks, you know, okay. So just to show you guys, this is kind of the texture. By the way, I bake mine on 180 for 30 minutes and it just turns out nice every time. So you can see how kind of cakey it goes. This is, I tell you what, if ever on the evening you want something cake-like and you save your healthy extra B, this, like something like this is such a good option. I've done it a few times before I sort of got back onto Slimming World. I started training myself, and yeah, so very much. Look at that. Yum. I'm just off out for a walk. It is mid-afternoon, like 3 o'clock or something. I'm still full from my oats. I only had them at like 11:30 or maybe even 12:30. So yeah, it might be they might have been brunch. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going for a walk at the canal in a moment. It's kind of already started to get dark that time of year, but it's so lovely and autumnal. guys, if you hear banging, it's because there's lots of fireworks going off. I'm just preparing my dinner. Walk was lovely and just what I needed. It really cleared my head up. So I'm making a really simple dinner that is really quick and easy to prepare and yet full of lovely things. This is actually one of my favourite things to make because it's super quick and easy, or it's very hands-off, should I say. Let me just show you. So essentially it's just going to be some roasted vegetables and sausages. Now I've got these Quorn Brilliant Bangers. If you watched my video the other day, you see I opened them then. They are new, they're vegan. They are nice. Not sure I'd probably buy them again. They are £1 each. So they are nice if you fancy something a bit different. I think I just still prefer the Linda McCartney red onion rosemary ones, and they're sin-free. So yeah, but for now I've got these because I'm using them up. So there's 3 in there, so that's 3 SYNS. Then I've got 1 courgette, 1 red onion and 1 orange pepper, all chopped up and muddled around. And then I've just sprayed it with 20 sprays of olive oil spray, which is 2 SYNS. And that's it. I'm going to chuck this in the oven, and then meanwhile I'm going to cook some pasta. And then my usual thing that I like to do is add a carton of tomato passata with garlic and herbs. These are really useful to keep in the cupboard. And what I tend to do is wait till the vegetables and stuff is all roasted. Then I'll just put this in for 5 minutes at the end, mix it round, and that will heat it through and create a kind of pasta sauce. I'll either do that or I do a tin of tomatoes and then obviously add some flavour with some garlic, herbs, spices, etc. Haven't decided which one I'm going to do today. They're both sin-free, so it really doesn't matter. I'm sort of fancying the chopped tomatoes because I think I'm thirsty right now. So anyway, I'm going to chuck that in the oven. I'm going to boil the kettle and get some pasta on, and then my dinner will be ready in about 35-40 minutes. Oh, okay, excuse the mess. I will be clearing up in a moment. I cooked too much pasta, so I've got some left over, so I've got some ideas for that. But basically this is all of the veg and sausages on top of the pasta that I wanted. I put it back in for 10 minutes with the passata on it. And then this is 40 grams of grated cocoa cheese, but grated on the very smallest thing. And it goes so ridiculously far. So, sorry, not 40 grams, 80 grams, my apologies. So it's both my Healthy Extra A choices. I'll add that in a moment, and dinner is served for 5 SYNS. Is that right? 5 SYNS, yes, 3 sausages, 2 oil. Hey guys, so dinner was very nice, and of course I've got some cooked pasta left over for another day, probably lunch on Monday. As you can hopefully see behind me, I've actually cleared up my kitchen properly, which is such a nice feeling because I've just been doing the absolute bare minimum most of the week when I was ill and stuff, you just don't have it in you to kind of, so yeah, anyway, so I've just spent ages sorting all that out, and I feel much better about life. So I've decided I'm definitely not going to get those Quorn sausages again. They're just not for me. They're kind of smooth in texture, and I like the Linda McCartney ones. I guess maybe they're probably too real to normal sausages, like meat ones, but I mean I haven't had them for years and years, so I honestly don't really remember. But yeah, I think they're probably a bit too meaty for my liking. Maybe that's the issue, but I'm not going to bother with them again, but certainly give things a try. So I'm now having a hot chocolate, well mixed as always. That is 25 grams of the Galaxy Vegan Hot Chocolate powder. Spoke about that in yesterday's video that got posted today. And that one is 5 SYNS for the 25 grams of powder. In that size mug, which is slightly larger than normal mug, it does make it a little weak, but it's still really tasty and worth it. So that's that. And that puts me on 21 SYNS in total today. And that's all I'm having once I finish my hot chocolate, because I'm going to go to bed. So that's all from me. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.